Namaste viewers, welcome to Gnanadegula channel. Today in this video, we'll go through the meaning of Śrautasūtras. What are these Śrautasūtras? Before we go to the details, I request you to please like, share and then subscribe to my channel. Now, these Śrautasūtras are ancient texts that they guide the performance of some grand Vedic rituals. These rituals were based on śruti, that means the sacred revelations of the Vedas, śrutis, heard from word of mouth. So you can think of Śrautasūtras as concise instruction manuals for performing complex ceremonies. It is like assembling a spiritual puzzle with some kind of precision, lot of precision. They were written probably during the 6th century before Common Era. This is just very just for academic, and then it's not, we do not know exactly the dates also, but it is generally attributed to the 6th century BCE. The same time when Brahmana texts, all those things were completed. Most of them were completed by 300 BCE. These works were attributed to great sages, and they were all presented in the sutra style. Sutra means formula type, sharp and to the point, like formulas and then like abbreviation type. There are two things, Śrautasūtras and Smartasutras. The Śrautasūtras focus on public ceremonies and rituals for the gods, like grand yajnas, sacrifices. Whereas the Smartasutras, on the other hand, cover the more personal and everyday life ceremonies linked to family, like you celebrate during the childbirth, marriage, then Upanayanam, and so many things, that Shodasha samskaras. These are written for householders. So the Smartasūtras are for householders, like Grihasthas, and include Grihyasūtras, household rituals, and they are also called as Dharmasūtras, guides for righteous living, all those kinds of things. While Śrautasūtras for major public rituals, Smartasūtras were about living a good life in the home like this. A Śrautasūtra typically involves building an altar with perfect geometrical designs and all those things. Then you have this Agni, fire being lighted. You have offerings like ghee, milk, and then so many things made out of grains, all those things, and chanting mantras to connect with the gods. These mantras are, they connect to the god, that is how it is. Some rituals were simple, like offering milk, ghee, things like that, while others were grand, very grand, where they required multiple priests who would recite the mantras, and lot of preparation, sometimes months together, like the preparation. Now to Math and Sulbasutras, say that to build the perfect altar, that is that Yaga Mantapa or Yagashala, ancient sages, they used advanced geometry. The sutras, a part of Śrautasūtras, Sulbasutras, explain how to create altars in the shapes like square. What is the size of the square? What is the size of circle? What is the size of rectangle? And so many geometric designs were being used to create this homa kunda. Homa, that means where the sacrificial, where the fire was being installed, and then many offerings were made to the god. One of the oldest Sulbasutra was written by Bodhayana. It describes a lot of things, It describes even Pythagoras' theorem also, long before Pythagoras himself. The Pythagoras' theorem, we know that the square of the what is it called as diagonal is equal to the sum of the squares of the sides. This was discussed in Bodhayana also, sutra. So now the sacrifices or the offerings, let us not say it as sacrifices, offerings. Early Vedic times, animals were sometimes sacrificed during Srauta rituals. However, many texts like the Shatapatha Brahmana, they all, they encourage only vegetarian offerings. They don't encourage animal sacrifice like this, Ashwamedha, all those kinds of things, They just dough-shaped like animals or pots of ghee were being offered. This change might have been influenced by the principle of Ahimsa, or the need to preserve animals for practical use. Like this, it might have developed. Of course, by 5th and 13th century Common Era, the popularity of the Shrauta ceremonies began to fade. That means grand types like Ashwamedha, so many things, they were not being performed. Instead, people started focusing on simpler rituals, charitable acts like donating cow or land, temple worship. These changes made spiritual practices more accessible to everyone, not just the wealthy or royalty. Earlier only, these temples were being built, and then it was for everybody, every common man like that. Now we have a doubt whether these Srauta rituals were still practiced. Even today also Srauta rituals are rare, but some traditions survive in rural parts of some India, remote parts of India and other things. In Andhra Pradesh, and then in Kerala and other places it is being performed. But today's modern rituals like Homa, fire offerings in temples or homes, are simplified versions of ancient Srauta ceremonies. There was an interesting thing about women and Srauta ceremonies, whether women could take part in chanting of mantras, whether they could perform all these things. Very interestingly, all studies suggest that women in ancient times participated in Srauta ceremonies and even recited mantras. This shows that spirituality wasn't limited to only gender. There was no gender discrimination. Everybody, both female, male, and everybody could recite, and then they were allowed to do all these ceremonies. These Srauta rituals were not just religious acts, they were deeply connected to society, culture, science, all those things. They represented harmony with the cosmos and the idea of giving back to nature. It's not just we are giving it to gods or anything. Gods are some kind of a thing, personified thing. But the idea of giving back to nature, even though they are not commonly practiced today, they remain a treasure trove of knowledge and heritage. So by simplifying complex rituals into clear instructions, Srautasutras have given us a fascinating window into the spiritual and intellectual life of ancient India, we can say. With this, we will conclude this episode on Srautasutras. I hope this was quite interesting. Please like, share, and then subscribe to my channel. Thank you, viewers, for your patient hearing. Thank you.